In a surprising turn of events, Cenk Uygur and Kasparian argue that Kamala Harris should not use identity politics to win the 2024 election, which is, of course, in contrast to everything the Kamala campaign is based on. But I digress. I'm Vince with Resist the Mainstream. If you enjoy our content, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so we can keep bringing you videos like this. And without further ado, let's get into today's reaction clip.
At Ben Shapiro, should Republicans resist attacking her on race and gender? Of course, it'll backfire. Because once you attack her on gender, first of all, that's 51% of the voters. So that's just the dumbest thing you could do. But they, as I've told you already many times, they won't be able to help themselves because that's who they are. I'm talking about the leaders, I'm not talking about the voters, okay? Media figures, politicians, etc. And then on race, you're gonna wash away gains that you made with African Americans when you attack her on race. Now, I will say though, again, what no other show will say, on the other hand, Democrats and Kamala Harris should not make the mistake of going around saying, you have to vote for her because she's a black woman. That would be a giant mistake because that also turns people off.
It does, yeah.
I have to vote for her because of she's a certain race and gender? No, I don't. So the Democrats should not do identity politics. They should let the Republicans do their toxic form of identity politics and take the win. Will they be able to resist? I don't know. I already see groups like white men for Harris, white women for Harris. Like, what are we doing, guys? But like, it's okay to be for Kamala Harris without stating your race. Do I have to do Turks who are not Turkish citizens, Muslims who are now atheists for Harris? Just be for Harris without doing weirdo stuff like that. It doesn't help.
Yeah, and it's also about the messaging within those groups, right? Like, I was a little critical of those groups and then I got pushed back. Oh, well, you should listen to the conversations, like the substantive conversations that are happening. But typically, especially in that white women for Harris group, the conversations are white women bad, white women like destroy country, use your privilege to promote Harris. Like that's gonna turn women off.
Yeah,
like,
not
like
helpful.
Don't do that.
Not
don't
helpful.
do that. Okay.
Yeah, like this, any shaming of our private lives and opinions is bad politics.
Yes, I agree.
So when Democrats go, you don't know how to handle Kamala Harris's sorority that she went to at Howard University, which is mainly a black sorority.
Do not wear pearls, okay?
Okay, don't do this and don't do that and don't interrupt their dancing. How dare you not know? How the hell are we supposed to know what a black sorority does and doesn't do?
Look,
when you shame people for things they couldn't possibly know, you're just turning them off. Leave it alone. The Republicans will do your job for you.
You put it perfectly, right? We see how the toxic identity politics and culture war messaging from the Trump ticket is sinking the Trump ticket. Democrats should heed that warning and not engage in it with like the Democrat flavor of culture war, identity politics stuff.
It's too late. They already are. I mean, it's hard to avoid that when Joe Biden chose Kamala Harris as the VP to begin with because of identity politics. He said that openly. I'm committed to diversity, which is why I've chosen a black woman as the VP, and I was going to choose a black woman. It's kind of hard to get out of that, but yeah, Cenk is right. The Kamala campaign already is unable to help themselves, and we'll show you that in a second.
It's like the Republicans can't help themselves. I guarantee you the Democrats will not be able to help themselves.
Let's cross our fingers and hope that they can. Okay, but for now, I want to get back to the Democratic lawmaker who seems to agree with Ben Shapiro on.
So here's the thing, I do agree with most of what TYT is saying there, but the issue is, okay, so you're against the identity politics, you're against the DEI style of picking your political candidates, and I sort of respect that. I understand that TYT wants their side to win, and that's why they're sounding the alarm. They know, right? Don't make the election about identity politics because the Democrats are gonna lose if that is true. But on the flip side, here's the issue I have. If you're against DEI when it comes to your preferred political candidate, hey, don't choose like that. That's not what it should be about. Then why do people like Cenk Uygur, especially, I would assume, support DEI when it comes to private society? Isn't that a little hypocritical? Because if you're against choosing Democrat candidates that you want to win off of the basis of race, gender, sex, etc., then shouldn't the same be true of something like, say, affirmative action? That is my great question to Cenk Uygur. What are his thoughts on affirmative action when it comes to colleges, DEI and diversity quotas when it comes to hiring? Because I would fully assume that Cenk supports those things, but suddenly when it comes to something he cares about, like the Democrats winning the election, all of a sudden those things are not okay. So Cenk, my question would be, if this is true, if we should choose and sell people based on their merits and not on their diversity points, then are you going to not support many of the policies that progressives support when it comes to private sector hiring? Because how come when it comes to normal people who are trying to get into school and trying to find jobs, suddenly DEI is okay, but when it comes to the Democrats and beating Trump, no, we got to be all about the merits? It is a little hypocritical, but Cenk does have a correct point, which is that the Democrat Party already during the Kamala Harris campaign has not been able to help themselves. I mean, we have just today, Ben Stiller came out and says he wishes he was black while urging people to vote for Kamala Harris during a Comics for Kamala fundraising call. Stiller praised Harris for being Indian, black, and everything. It's gonna be the first woman president, and that's incredibly exciting. And you know, she's Indian, she's black, she's everything. You know, I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish I was black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black. Yes, this is the words of Ben Stiller. I don't really know the point he's trying to make here, but again, Cenk was right. The Democrats are unable to help themselves because this is now the identity politics messaging coming out of the Kamala campaign. And by the way, let's not forget, it's now been a little over 2 weeks since Kamala Harris became the candidate, and she does not have a single policy or any agenda listed on her website, and she still has not done an interview with the media. And so, yeah, she has no agenda. It's basically, I'm Kamala Harris, I'm black, I'm a woman, something about abortion, and that's my campaign. Take a listen here to Ben Stiller.
Get out and vote and donate. And she's also a historic candidate. You know, it's going to be the first woman president. And that's incredibly exciting. And, you know, she's Indian, she's black, she's everything. You can be more than one thing. It's incredible. You know, I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish I was black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black. You know, it's just get out there and vote and donate and like take advantage. This is such an important time right now, and this wave of energy that's happening, we got to keep going with it. So please do everything you can.
I don't know what that even means. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black. What? But yeah, folks, this is the, again, campaign messaging of Kamala Harris, and it's not resigned to that, because let's remember they brought up that White Dudes for Harris campaign call, and let's not forget that the very first guy who spoke on the call made the entire thing about the patriarchy and male privilege or something. Take a listen to that as well.
And that happens at the same time as the myths around America that we grew up with, that we as men are expected to be protectors and providers, are going out into an economy that doesn't really allow for that, especially for working class folks. And sort of like compounding on that, you know, masculinity as a trope has been co-opted by the MAGA right into something that feeds into and exacerbates the loneliness epidemic, as well as the mental health crisis that many face that end up leading to really destructive behaviors. We aren't the only ones that are hurt by these things. Black and brown people, LGBTQIA plus people, especially trans women and indigenous people, and you know, all sorts of other folks in our society who've been historically and often still today are marginalized and being hurt, demonized, and marginalized even further. So
yeah, so clearly, as you can see, the Democrats are not heeding Cenk Uygur's warning, which is probably a good thing because they might genuinely have a chance of winning if they did not make the campaign all about DEI and you have to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a black woman. But all things considered, it's Kamala Harris, it's the Democrats. What else would we expect? That said, folks, let me know your thoughts. And until next time, I've been Vince with Resist the Mainstream. Peace.